Welcome back, everybody, to the Fab Fatties. My name is Rebecca.
Alyssa. Allie.
And today we're talking about the very sad reality of my dating life. I mean, in dating in general. But before we get into the nitty-gritty details of my dating life, I want to announce that we are now on Patreon. Patreon gives us a place to connect even more with our viewers and listeners. We have 5 different membership tiers, and it comes with a lot of different exclusives. At our lowest tiers, you'll get behind-the-scenes peeks at our podcast, bloopers, and weekly episode discussions. Some other exclusives you'll get at the different tier levels are monthly live events, book clubs, special shoutouts on episodes, and a little something we're calling the Hype Hotline. Head over to our Patreon and join as a member today. We can't wait to connect with you there. Very much so. I am the single girl in our podcast group, and
Yeah, we got it all covered. We have single to married.
Yeah.
Well, and divorced.
Listen,
we really
run the
gamut.
spectrum.
You know, we're a well-rounded group, okay? And
diverse.
Yes,
we're inclusive here.
We've had lots of experiences, and I'm going to ask my friends to talk about their dating lives too, even if you may not have dated new people in a while, because dating is not easy. It's actually really hard, and I have gone from dating is fun to I don't want to date at all to I'm ready for the love of my life back to men can't. So
listen, that is how we know 100% that sexuality is not a choice. Because if I could choose, and James, I love you so much, but if I could choose, men would not be on the menu. It just, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, listen.
Yeah, I totally know what you're saying.
No.
You know,
I'm kidding.
hate men.
But you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't hate men. I love men. I love my boyfriend so much. But like, it proves that sexuality is not a choice because we literally women, I mean, we choose our own natural predators, right?
Okay, that's twisted.
That is twisted.
This is already off to a really dark start.
But like man or bear, I'm going bear.
Ooh, don't put that on a short. You're going to get reamed by the men online if that happens.
They get very angry about that. They're like, oh my God, women are crazy. They would choose a bear. Like, first of all, we choose the bear because when they attack us, they don't go, oh, just calm down, sweetie.
Well, I was going to even make that even more dark and twisted, being like, well, if you play dead in front of a bear, they'll leave you alone. But
you don't have to get a kit in the morning. Anyway,
okay,
your dating life.
Yeah, so, you know.
Met any bears recently?
I do screen very well for the most part. I will say of the guys who I talk to online, a very small percentage do I take it to online chatting, and then an even smaller portion get to go in-person dating with me, you know, like, but so I don't really feel like I've in a long time met a creep or like a really bad guy. I'm not meeting a match, you know, I haven't had that experience in quite a long time, but that doesn't mean it's like without its tainted little numbers where I'm like, ooh, run away, that is scary. So I kind of want to talk about like what are my icks. And icks are different than red flags and green flags. Like icks don't necessarily always make logical sense, but they are still an ick for us, you know? And also, I don't know, well, I guess I know for sure for you, I believe you met Billy in college, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, so like
freshman year
of
college.
I pretty much only date online. I mean, online to in person. I don't want to stay online, but I do not meet people out in the real world. I go to places like breweries. I go to places where there's singles in their 30s and such. I have yet to like. A lot of people just stay to themselves. They stay to their friend group. They don't intermingle. And then Charlotte has this new singles society. But I went and looked at their profile the other day, and it said ages 25 to 35. And my gray hair said, oh, upset. I have aged out.
You would be the elder of the group.
I have aged out of the single societies of Charlotte.
I hate that. Because at least, I feel like at least you can welcome everyone and then maybe do nights where it's like
I
a
would love
20s
that.
night,
Yes.
a 30s night, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my assumption is whoever's running it is probably in their 20s and is like cool with it or whatever. But
Right, they're like, I wouldn't date anyone past 35 or whatever, 32.
Yeah.
Or they're just assuming maybe that like they wouldn't all want to be at the same event. Yeah, but like you said, like maybe just do different events.
age
But I
events.
do feel like when you get to, you're going to laugh because you saw a little bit of my slideshow, but I do feel like at some point age is just a number.
Listen, I will say,
Age is just a number, Rebecca.
listen, my back might hurt after the date, but I'm still down for a good time. No,
Why'd your head back hurt after the date?
because I'm old. I like that you try to make it sound spicy,
Oh,
but
my
girl, my
back
bones are
currently
just
hurts
achy.
for different reasons.
I mean, I think in general, I am trying to become more open-minded about who I date. When I was young, I absolutely thought that by the time I left college, I would be a missus. Like, I thought I'd be engaged. I just thought that's what happened. I thought you go to college, you meet your soulmate, you are leaving it engaged,
Statistically,
married.
that is what happens. So you're not wrong.
I would
would
like
say
to know what the current
I
statistic
would
is
say
on that.
maybe statistically, and also I do think that was very much the narrative that was being fed to young girls, like growing up around our age, around your age as well. Like,
Yeah.
And also adding to it, like growing up in the South, there is very much a like, all right, girls, now you're going to
Right.
go to school, you're going to find you a man, you're going to get married, you're going to have babies, and that's your entire purpose in life, you know? And so it was like you are going off to college basically, like that's the husband farm, you know? So it was almost like there was this mentality, right? Of
Yeah,
like,
I just thought it was a natural way of life,
yeah,
the
the natural order.
yeah, and my sister got married at 20, and so,
Young.
and she was my older sister, so, like, I really just saw that, and granted, I never thought for myself, "Oh, I wanna get married at 20," but I didn't think I'd be far off from that, so when I was young, did I ever imagine that I would be 36, childless, without a husband? No. But as I get older, I'm realizing, like, maybe, not maybe, I am okay with that, and also, like, there are different visions of what my future to be. One thing I feel like is I can't force any of that to happen. Like, I'm not gonna have a husband just to have a husband. Like, I can't fake anything.
Yeah.
And not that I'm saying everyone who's married is faking it, but I think some people would just prefer to be in a relationship than not be in one, even if they don't love the relationship.
Yes.
And I also feel like I don't necessarily need to have kids, even though I like kids. It's
Mm.
not something I feel like I have to have for myself. It's not a yearning I have. It's something that if I had a partner that I felt comfortable with, I would do it. And I'm also like slightly opening the menu of who I'd want to date. It makes them sound like a meat farm, But I am realizing as I get older, family, this might not be the episode for you. I'm realizing as I get older, or if you're watching, I don't want to talk about it, that I might not be into only men. I have been attracted to some women, and I've been attracted to some genderqueer or non-binary people, and it's something I've never actually acted on much. I've had some flirtations, and I think a lot of that is fear-based, And so I think one of the things that I would like to do is maybe explore that at some point. Because maybe I don't like dating men because they're men. Like, maybe there is something in there that, like, really doesn't gel well with me. And I do think a lot of male culture stuff doesn't. Now, I have dated some men who do not uphold a lot of, like, super male culture values, and I've enjoyed them. So, listen, I don't know if it's like I'm socialized into it. If I see 10 men, I'm probably attracted to 7 of them physically. Personality, 1. Okay.
Ooh.
If I see 10 women, I might be attracted to 1. So it's just a much rarer occurrence, and I don't know if that's biological or if I've been taught to
We're
notice
just
people
casually
differently.
breezing past this, though.
What?
Are we casually
No,
breezing
I was
past this,
gonna
though?
say, I'm
'Cause
like, we're gonna have to stop for just a
like
second.
I got
We
a
moved
little,
really fast.
and we don't have to.
Right.
We don't have to
Yeah.
pause here, and we will figure this out and edit and post whatever. But I mean, I'm tearing up over here, and
saw
you're
you,
just
and I
like
was
you're
like-
just like
I'm like,
speeding through this. Like I'm just gonna get through it. I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna get through
You
it.
never talk to your family about it? Is that what it is? Like, is this you
Yeah.
becoming, is this you just like dipping a toe in being like,
Listen, I've never brought anyone home to my parents ever.
ever?
Ever. I've never had a partner that I've brought home to my parents. I've talked to them about bringing home a partner, and I didn't love necessarily how some of those conversations went. They're concerned about who I was based on things that I didn't think should be a concern. Because I vet my people. All right, I vet my friends, I vet my colleagues.
We're aware.
You gotta earn your space, okay? Listen, I vet my people, so I will never seriously date a not good person. So, listen, is it possible for me to get tricked? Sure, I'm sure it is. But I do my due diligence in figuring out if I really like the person. So anyone that I bring home, I would hope, no matter what gender they are, what expression they are, I would hope they'd be accepted, because believe me, they are a special person in my life if it gets to that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never talked to my parents about my sexuality. I've shared with y'all some of my interests, and I've showed you some people that I've crushed on. And I've talked to some of my best friends that I've had since middle school because basically a summer or two ago, I met someone who was non-binary, and I had like a super crush on them. And I was like, this is new.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? And I was like,
Yeah.
this is making a lot of sense in certain ways. But again, like it doesn't happen for me very often. And nothing went forward with that person. So I didn't really explore it. And then I think honestly, it's been easy to not explore.
Yeah.
It's been easy to just continue to like date men that I'm used to dating. I don't know that I know how to date non-men.
That's fair.
Um, and I really need to reevaluate
I don't think
that.
that's fair. It's no. Hear me out. Hear me
All right.
out. It's people are people, and you are so great at talking with people, and
As friends.
yeah, but I don't view relationships too much different, and maybe that's coming from me, but sometimes I think Billy is my absolute best friend, and then other times I'm talking to my husband. But like most of the time, I just want to hang out with my best friend, who I love.
Yeah. So I'm really good at being friends with people. I'm not good at initiating flirtation. I am not good at moving it past friendship. Even with some of the guys I've dated, it's on them to move it into a non-friendship space.
Yeah.
I wait for their signals. I wait for them to move and do those things. So I think in a certain way, that's what I mean.
How is that for you? Because that's very opposite of how you show up in our friend group.
I don't think it is because I think I show up to you in a non-lover sense. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're getting me, and that's how I approach them, and I never cross a line into any other activity that I would see as a more romantic or sexual thing. Right. So
Yeah, I just mean personality wise, like you're always like very much like initiating and getting things moving and going, of like how different that feels when you're like,
But I think that's the thing is being that kind of person, you want that too, right?
yeah.
Like being the initiator, being the one who's like, okay, I'm going to make the plans. I'm going to do this. I'm going to like, here's our to-do list for the day. Here's the this for the day. Like you want that reciprocated. So like it does it's not easy. It's not easy out there to find someone who's going to not only match that energy, but like return it in a way like somebody who's really thoughtful like Rebecca. Like I don't mean to talk about you like you're not in the room, but like somebody who's very thoughtful like Rebecca needs someone who in turn who's also very thoughtful, right? Who's
Yeah.
like I did the mental labor so you didn't have to. And that I mean that's coming from my own experience of leaving a 10-year marriage where after 10 years, you know, not a bad guy, but again, he couldn't tell you how I take my sandwich, right? And like that to me is like food is a love language for me, right? Like learn my love language, right?
know me in certain
Know
ways.
me.
Yeah, know
Yeah.
me in certain ways.
Yeah.
And you know, it might be something that you just haven't experienced or isn't the
Yeah.
way you operate. But I do think a lot of that does have to do with growing up fat. The guys I was attracted to as a teenager hid our flirtations.
Yep.
They only came to me with sexual things, right? And so like it wasn't like I was telling about my day and then we did no. It was just straight to that. So my friendships knew me and my day. And my guys I liked knew me and wanted sexual stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was very two different things. And I do find with the guys I'm dating that I find that hard. I don't find many people who want to know the full, well-rounded me. I find that they're either very interested in sex, very interested in talking about our interests. The couple that seem to balance it, ultimately, I keep getting the same feedback, which is that they don't have time to date me. And we can talk about that because I have feelings about that.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like, have I dated anyone who wants to see the fully rounded whole human that I am? No, I don't think I've had that. So I've never been best friend with someone I've dated, and I've never been best friend with someone that I've moved into dating. It's just not been an experience that I've had.
I hear you.
Yeah.
So how are you showing yourself to people? How are you putting yourself out there?
Well, ladies,
Let's see it.
I brought you my dating
I
profile.
want to see it.
These are screenshots.
Okay.
Oh, I'm ready.
I will say, if you're listening, there is going to be some visual content here, and we're going to put a link to it all in our show notes if you do want to click the link and go to a little Google folder with everything. If you're watching, it'll be up on the screen. But, okay, So I have two different profiles. So you're gonna see people commenting on me as Becky, and then Rebecca.
Becky with the good hair.
You have two profiles.
Well, I have two different apps. I mostly use Tinder and Facebook dating. And
Facebook dating.
yeah, it's only an option for people that are marked as single on Facebook dating. So like, it kind of, you would think it helps like if people. Well, no, it doesn't really help. I mean, there's lots of like non-monogamous people on there.
Mm-hmm.
I've met someone I went on a date with on Facebook dating. I was gonna say it prevents people who are married, who list themselves as married, from being on there. But I definitely went on a date with someone I later found out was married and like not in an open relationship. That was interesting.
Was it?
Yeah.
Interesting
In Rebecca's
In
term.
in
Rebecca's
Rebecca's
way.
terms.
All right. So one of the things I started online dating when I was in high school. All right. I was an early girl to the online dating space.
Okay.
And like truly representing yourself in the online dating space.
Well, I mean, yeah, I did. I think I told a story once about how I catfished when I was really young, right? Like I did catfish one time. I did when I started my own profiles. Yes, I showed myself, but it was very much the MySpace angles
yeah.
from way up high, you know. And one
We've
of the
all
first,
been there, girl.
Yeah, my first like consensual kiss guy was someone that I met on an app. And we kissed in the parking deck at the Valley Hills Mall in Hickory, North Carolina.
I love that for you.
But for sure, my image was like MySpace image. So this is my very first image I have on my dating profile.
I love this picture.
And for those listening, it's a picture of me in the Old Navy dressing room,
Yeah,
where
it
I
is.
belong. It's after a podcast recording. So this is actually an outfit that I've worn on the podcast before. And I'm in a red like sports tank, black leggings and sneakers, but I'm sitting sideways. And so you can see in this, I think I look hot as fuck.
Oh, you do?
I look hot.
100%.
But my belly is poking out. You can see my belly rolls. I have a top belly roll, a bottom belly roll. You can see my butt. You can see my thighs. But I start my profile with a picture of me sitting.
I love that.
And this is growth, okay? But my body looks different when I'm standing or when I'm sitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you say this is gross?
No,
Growth.
growth.
I thought she said gross.
I know, I
and
was like, why is
about
she
to
getting
punch
angry?
You
No.
in the face.
No, okay. But this is growth because when I was young, again, it was only pictures
Yeah.
from up top. It was anything I thought was slimming, you know?
Quote unquote flattering.
Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, now my greatest fear is not whether it looks flattering, but will someone say I'm a catfish?
Yeah.
Like that gets thrown into so many fat women's faces, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I'm gonna show my body. If anything's catfishing in this video, my boobs look perkier than they actually are.
Well, that's
Not
literally-
true.
That's literally like that the reel that I had the couple weeks ago, right? That I had men yelling at me that I wasn't being fat correctly, and and they were like, "Oh, but yeah, she won't show her face." I'm like, this is one reel that you're looking at. First of all, second of all, if you go to my profile, I show a hell of a lot more than my face.
Yeah.
Like,
I have hundreds of pictures of myself. I'm not scared of what I look like. Okay?
exactly. But you seem to be with your anonymous ass
Yeah.
profile pictures. Anyway, moving on.
So here's my description. I keep it short and sweet because a lot of people don't read these. All right. So I say, hey there. I'm on here hoping to meet someone who is good natured, fun, has interests or passion projects, and is up for getting into new adventures together. I am looking for a serious relationship, so please only reach out if you're open to and ready for the same. I work in higher education. I have an elderly dog named Lola and a young cat named Maeve. Great digital content on plus size fashion topics. Love podcasts, YouTube, reality TV, and games. So I keep it really short, and I'll be honest, I could use some help on this thing. One of the things I dislike when I'm reading other people's dating profiles is if I immediately come across someone and it's negative.
Yeah.
So if it's something like, I'm not paying for your OnlyFans and
Oh my
you
God.
better
Yeah.
show up and show out when I'm with you and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, no. Like, I'm not going to pay
Swipe
the
left.
price for things you're angry about with
Yeah.
other women.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not doing that. So I refuse. Like, there's plenty of, like, I don't wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I try to frame it in a positive of, I am only looking for a serious relationship.
Yeah, trying to keep it
Yeah.
light.
I also put that has interests or passion projects, even though that doesn't really matter. Like, not everyone reads this anyways, because I'm tired of meeting boring people.
She wants to meet serial killers.
If you're a passion
Interests or
project-
passion projects. If you have bodies in your basement, please contact me today.
Listen, I love a go-getter. I love someone who spends time on their interests.
Listen, check his basement.
But I find a lot of people who, like, they go to work, they come home and eat, and then that's their day, which Oh, that might offend somebody, don't you think?
Probably, and that's okay. I know
Okay.
people like that.
Okay, I am sorry because sometimes that's your life because it has to be. But I really struggle to have conversations unless they're like exploring their interests when they're at home. Like, I want someone who is into stuff and can talk about the
Or
things they're
even just
into.
passionate about your job.
Yeah.
Like, I
Well,
think that shows up too, right?
yeah.
Like, I'm not, listen, Billy's hobbies are sitting in front of his computer playing video games and designing fire trucks on a computer game. I don't know. And nor do I care.
Yeah.
Love him. And I will sit there and smile if he talks about it. But Lord, I'm not talking to him about that. But when he comes home from work and he tells me about his shift, oh, I get all the juicy details.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like that I'm in for. And that's his
Yeah.
passion.
Yeah.
So
And I think too, like, and it's not like you're saying there's anything wrong with coming home from work, like grabbing something to eat and watching TV, right? But it's also like, it's not like you're saying that you never do that, right?
Right.
That is absolutely like a comfort thing for, I think, everybody, right? To just some days, all you want to do is go home, unwind, make yourself some dinner, and watch some TV, right?
Right.
But it is about having, finding some common ground, finding some things that, whether it's common interest or things that you can teach each other, things that like, keep things interesting, right? Like I don't
Tell me about the TV show you watch. Like, tell me
exactly.
about what you like about it. Like, tell me why it's a comfort for you. Now, I will say I am recognizing that I am a more social person than other people are. I used to think I was an introvert. But I do think living alone has made me like I get plenty of recharge on my own, right?
Mhm.
So I like to go out and do things. So if it's someone that never goes out, I struggle with that.
Yeah.
And I've had relationships in the past where my relationships seem to only exist by me going to their house. And I don't like that.
No.
I want I want the full experience. I want going
Yeah.
out. I want us doing errands together. I want us to stay at home, but I do not want to be in a relationship where we only see each other at nighttime on our couch.
That was another thing for me. Like another reason, again, why I'm not married anymore was it just became we only saw each other in, I don't want to say in our worst state. Honestly, like it wasn't. We stopped getting dressed up for each other. Like there was no going out on dates. There was no going grocery shopping together. There was no like every little thing was just an inconvenience. Versus now I'm in this relationship where it's like going to Target is like the most fucking thing, like most fun fucking thing we do.
Mhm.
Like I mean it's different when you're in a long-term or a long distance relationship. So it's like the fun things you get to do together or anything you get to do together. But
Yeah.
it like I mean
It still feels special.
it does.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so I am hypersensitive to that, and I've talked to a couple of guys who I like their personality and such, but they struggle to go out, and it could be from an anxiety issue or whatever. And I can think they're a great person, but also just not right for me because it's not something I'm willing to do for my life. Like I have to be able to go out and do things, and I think it's because I lived a long time where I didn't go out and do things, and so it just doesn't work for me anymore. On Facebook dating,
my
it lets you put some
God.
interests. Harry Potter's up there, dogs and cats, fantasy TV and movies, comedies,
that.
blah blah blah. Again, how many people look at this? I don't know, but the one that I was like, I have antique furniture on there. What?
Antique furniture.
I do enjoy a good antique store. Maybe that's what I was thinking there.
Maybe.
All right, so here's my other pictures.
I love that
This
picture.
one is me just in some casual clothes because y'all know I'm a fancy girl, and so I needed something casual. This is me at a brewery, in a bathroom.
I want to borrow that whole
As I do.
outfit.
I have another sitting one of me in the podcast
Oh, hey, cutie.
with my missing toes. I have one without.
I have almost taken almost all these photos.
Absolutely not. I took that one.
Lies.
I took it.
I have one without any
The other
makeup.
two were two selfies.
I know. I said half.
I love
took
y'all.
that
Like,
one.
we want ownership of your dating profile.
I'm the reason you look good. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I appreciate your efforts here. No makeup one. This one. Listen,
Love that one.
I'm a dreamy bitch. Okay.
I'm a dreamy bitch.
Now this one is a particular. This one's not actually that great of a photo in my opinion.
I love it.
But what I like about this one, A, double chin on display. B, my pants are hugging my lower belly. And quite frankly, if it makes a man uncomfortable
You don't want to call
or
it.
makes a person uncomfortable with it hugging me, I don't want them to swipe on me.
Is there more photos?
I think there's one more.
Show me. I do have a gripe to pick with you. Okay, that's fucking amazing. The last photo is Rebecca. We did take this one of her. I didn't. I think Allie did. She's laying on a couch outside of a restaurant with middle fingers up in the air.
We love
and
that.
it is hilarious. Here's my gripe. Go back. Can you go back on here? Go back again.
What are we griping? She looks beautiful.
Go back again. Go back one more. Okay, now we're going forward. This is 1 photo, 2 photos. Keep going. 3 photos, 4 photos.
Because I don't have a picture of you on there.
5 photos, 6 photos, 7 photos.
Actually,
8 photos.
I have 9. That's my last one.
9 photos. Out of those 9 photos, 2 of them are the outfits you wear regularly.
Oh, okay.
You are a dress girl. You almost always have
I
a
will
dress
say,
on.
I'm a dress girl in the summer. I'm a jeans girl in the fall. So some of these are older. I have plenty of dresses in here. But listen, I know. I thought she was going to gripe at me because I didn't have anything with my friends on here. Listen, I don't do friend pictures. You know why?
You don't need to do friend pictures on
yeah,
a profile.
because
No.
A, if they like think your friend's cuter than you, awkward.
No.
That's fair.
And
You
I
don't
don't
need
want-
your friends on your dating profile.
Yeah.
I love that picture.
I did take that one.
Yeah, I know.
You think I need more with dresses on it?
I'm just really surprised because knowing you, I know the Rebecca, the Rebecca. And honestly,
Yeah.
you're almost always wearing dresses. I'm surprised when I see you in pants, and that's all year round. I like when you wear pants. I do. I think it's always like, oh, Rebecca's like being edgy today.
No,
when
I've
you wear
noticed that I've
pants.
gone away from pants lately. In the past like year or so. So that
Okay,
might be
well.
it. But in general, my concern is that I come across too fancy. However, I am thinking I just need to lean into that because
You are.
I am fancy
Right.
and I like going out. And it doesn't mean it has to be an expensive place, but like sometimes whenever guys want to take me to like
Wendy's.
Zaxby's or something on a date, like I cannot think of a worse time.
Nope.
For a first date. Now listen, if I'm
Right,
dating you
okay.
for a while and we want to go to a Taco Bell run, cool. But for a first date,
You don't call that a date, though.
Anything can be a date.
let's go have our little Mexican pizzas together. Listen, I'm okay with fast food. I love fast food.
Me and
okay?
James went to Waffle House, and it was a date.
Okay, I've been to Waffle House as a date, and Waffle House is a much cuter spot than some other places, okay? And
was
they
a
got really
cute-ass
good
date.
chocolate chip waffles.
I got a chocolate chip waffle, and it was delicious.
Last time I went to Waffle House on a date, the guy I was dating met another person there while we were there and started dating them.
All right, well,
Trauma.
no more Waffle House dates for Rebecca. Clearly, no,
I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time?
she got
You were on a date.
she got waffled at Waffle House.
I was on a date. He had ran into someone who knew him, like they had met at a club once, and she started talking to him. He was poly, so, and they started talking, but then he decided to be monogamous with her, so I was out.
Oh
We hate this guy
my
anyway.
God.
Anyway,
I've tried. Some
I like
things.
it. I like it. I like the mixture of pictures here because I do think I wouldn't say it's fancy. I think that you're chic. I think that you're very chic. And so I think that it's a great combination
Yeah.
of your chicness, but then also you can do casual too.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe sub out like one of the casuals for a
A dressy
dressy
normal one.
lady.
I also try not to come off across as too influencery, although a lot of the pictures of myself that are full bodied are
I don't think
outfit
they come
pictures.
across influencers
think so either.
on a dating
Okay, cool.
profile.
And I will say now that I do see everybody on my dating profile, so like I'll get people with different gender representations on there. A lot of the people who do present feminine do use a lot of like filters and such, and like ones that even like make their eyes really big, etc. So I do feel like I don't know what heteronormative girls look like on there, you
Yeah.
know, but I do assume that my pictures do stand out because they're pretty high quality and they're showing me doing a bunch of different things.
Living your life.
Yeah, just living my life. All right, so I do want to share some of the messages I get. Some that like work well and some that don't. And quite frankly, like I don't begrudge anyone on a first message of just saying, "Hey, how's it going?" because it's a soft launch. It's a just getting started, and honestly, I don't want to put a ton of energy into someone who might not engage with me. So that doesn't bother me. But there are some things that do bother me. Okay, this one was one I got recently. Hello, what's something you wish you knew a long time ago?
My father. See, this is why I can't be on dating apps because I would just come up with the dumbest dumbest responses. That wouldn't even be true, right? I knew my dad my whole life.
But you would just say it just for this
Just for shock value. Like, what's something you do you wish a long time ago? My father. I never knew my father.
What day of the week it was?
What day of the week it is?
Sorry, for context, today's Tuesday, and I literally walked into the studio being like, I love a Friday afternoon recording.
She wasn't even on Friday morning. She was on Friday afternoon.
Oh, afternoon? Friday
Yeah.
afternoon
She was all the way
recording?
wrapped up.
Yeah, and it's the evening.
She was packing it up for the week.
I mean, I'll let you slap that, but it was still pretty funny. This one, I actually gave a very introspective response to, and he came back with an response, and we did go on a date. Went on a date this past week. It was a good date. I liked him as a person. I don't know that it's a match, but very nice person.
not?
Glad to have met them, etc. I think, it's interesting is I get very hung up on like their energy, which
That's fair.
which is fair. Like it was very high. He's a very high energy person.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me that can drain me really easily.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's your ideal DM? Like someone slides in, what's the first, like what's your ideal
I mean,
first
I would say
message?
any of these are good. Like a good, so I'll show you another
That is not my ideal message. That's why I'm asking.
one. Okay, I like where they ask me something that's creative. Like it's not just a, hey, how are you doing?
It's just where do you see my
This
dick?
one just went straight into compliment to me.
Okay, that's a little bit nicer.
This one
Let me
says,
hype you endlessly.
Becky, you're absolutely gorgeous. Now, we'll
Okay, I
say
didn't really like that. But
I responded to him. I responded to him, and he came back with another compliment. And I didn't know how to move it forward after that. I'm like, okay, is this just gonna be compliment city over here? Like, I do want to move.
Did you not move it
Did you give him a
forward?
third time?
He took like 5 days to respond, but then it was another compliment.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a little rough.
That's too much. That's
I mean, you
too
can't
much.
take 5 days to answer once you start the opener.
This one's really simple. I saw we matched.
Oh,
I
I
just
like
wanted to
it.
say hi. You're so pretty.
I feel pretty.
Oh,
Oh,
so
so pretty. Yeah, but see, this is where I don't know how I would help men because like I very much feel like I would be just an insufferable man on these things. I would literally I would where do you see my dick? Like I would.
You'd
I
be
just
awful.
like I would feel like I would just be awful because I've seen too many things.
I do
You know?
love when they're like, they say something about my style, or they say like, looks like you go out and do a lot of fun things, or they'll be like, oh, I see like podcasts. I've been listening to this. I mean, I do love those because that just tells me they spend a little time seeing what I value. Right?
That's fair. I like that.
This one was fun. I did include my response.
What?
Hey, can you send me a GIF that describes a part of you?
Can I pet that dog?
Can I pet that dog?
That's funny.
I did
Rebecca.
like this one, and I really at first I was like, where do I even go with that? And I was like, okay, what's something about myself I'd want them to know? It took me a second, but like I love animals.
Yeah.
And this person seemed to like animals on their profile too, so I was like, can I pet that dog? And if they know that meme,
Yeah.
then like perfect.
No, I actually think that's a fun way to slide
What
into
did they
someone's
respond
DM.
with?
Can't remember.
So clearly not great.
They didn't. I don't think they picked up the conversation much after that. So a lot of these conversations go back and forth under 10 times, and then they're over.
I will say that's one of the terrible things about I feel like online chatting in general is like, and this is just I mean if you're chatting to find a friend, a relationship, whatever, it's like it's constantly having to dig conversation out of people when you're like, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. Cool. How was your day? It was fine.
I'm relaxing.
Great.
What are you doing to relax?
Do you want to ask me any questions, or do you know how a back and forth works, or I'm just gonna keep volleying shit to you and you're just gonna let it fall flat? Awesome. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
that
And
does
it's like,
happen-
why are you such a bitch?
That does happen in person dating. I don't think people even realize they're doing it. I think sometimes they're tired or they're just like not fully engaged. And like I'm asking them questions about their work day. I'm asking them this. I'm just like, and so sometimes I'll just let the silence go.
And you see how long. Sometimes you let the silence go to see how long they'll
Yeah.
they'll leave it, and it's like, okay, so if you're never gonna fill any silence, I'm not gonna fill it for the rest of our lives. Bye.
And I don't want to tell people, like, I don't necessarily want to be the person to give them feedback on their dating. Like, I just don't want to, like, I've had people tell me about myself after one date. I'm like, people don't know you after one day. Like, I'm not going to do that. But it does amaze me sometimes when someone, like, really lacks being able to talk to you at all, or seemingly interested in it. And then they like, come back and be like, want to have a second date? I'm like, what made you think the first one went well? Like, we had different experiences. Okay.
All right.
This one was an ick.
You def my type.
Who takes all the photos? And I'm just like, why do you care who takes my photos?
Who takes all the photos?
The first message doesn't bother me as much as the second one does.
See, the second one doesn't bother me as much as the first one does. The second one is almost like, all right, I'm taking an interest in what you.
I think it's a weird interest in the photos to ask like who's taking it. I don't know. I'm like, is this?
Did you answer?
No, this one did not get a response from me.
It's fair. It's good to know, like which ones garner a response and which ones don't.
These ones are the no. I did not respond to. Oh, I did. This is the first one. Hi, how's it going? Hey, good. You got a sec to chat? I think you're cute as fuck, BT Dubs. This one did not get a second. I did not get a second response.
Well, because of the
Was
way
it because they spelled hey wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, this is
Or was it the your?
this is something for me that I do not want to be a grammar and spelling elitist. Okay, but if they talk really casually, I am always going to feel more formal compared to them.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's super fair because that's something. That's how I am too.
Yeah.
That's how I am too. Like I text in complete sentences. I text with punctuation and grammar, right? And there's nothing wrong with not texting that way, but I do understand being in a relationship with someone, you do want someone who's at least probably, I don't know, I do.
I think this is a big hang up for me and probably prevents some connections is I'm a very language-based person.
Yeah.
And you got to talk the same language as me somewhat. You know,
Yeah.
like A, are you going to talk in I do think I'm more serious than other people are.
Sure.
So like if it's someone that's only jokes, it's not going to land for me after a while.
Yeah.
If they're all super casual, overly so using a bunch of like slang terms, it's not going to land for me.
Yeah.
If they're saying derogatory things or using curse words a ton, it's not going to land for me. No, we do curse words in the right place. Listen,
mean,
I'm
it's
not
not-
against cursing, but like some people literally every other word's a curse
Yeah.
word. That's not going to
Yeah.
land with me.
Yeah.
You know, and so I do think language is a big part of my attraction, how someone talks. And people might think, oh, that means you want to date someone who's like an academic. Like, you know, some academics are super pretentious in their language or
Yeah.
like overly formal. I don't like that either. Someone's like, I'm glad to meet your acquaintance. And I'm like, I'm at a job interview.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, like that also turns
No,
me
it's
off.
not approachable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that also turns me off.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. No. No.
I forgot.
No. No. That's worse than sending a dick pic. That's worse than sending a dick pic. Okay? That's worse. In that case, just send the dick pic. Just send the dick pic. Do not send me a picture of your tongue, sir. Number one, that's implying things that I didn't ask for. Number two, nope. Put that back in your mouth. Put it back in your mouth. That's a huge ass tongue. No one asked to see that. Number three, did you brush? I know. I can't. Put it back. No one asked for that. That's assault. That is assaulting.
I need you to take it off the screen. Like I can't look.
Good morning,
I
gorgeous.
was hoping people
Here's-
would show up for this one. This guy actually got my number because it was
Was it pre-tongue? Okay.
it was pre-tongue.
He sent the tongue and she was like, oh, hell yeah. Here you go, 704, baby.
No! No!
He sent the tongue. She's like, I hope you haven't had breakfast. Come on over.
Oh my God! You gotta get the tongue off the screen.
So he was normal the first time I talked
so
to him.
aggressive.
And this was literally the morning. Like, he got my number late at night. I was like, hey, I'm going to bed. Let's chat tomorrow. This is what I woke up to. I wasn't going to respond. And then I did respond. And I said, good morning to you and your tongue.
And good day, sir.
And he said, it's a very talented tongue. And then I stopped responding.
Oh my God. I wish you had sent like a gif of like tap dancers or something. Like
It's a very talented.
It's a very talented I'd be like, oh, are you a singer?
That is
Are you a singer?
not sexy.
No. Like he's literally gagging
Get
himself.
the freaking tongue off the screen.
All right, well, here's the last one. Well, hello there, hottie. Now, I think this is a copy paste. Well, hello there, hottie. How are you? Let me get your number if tall, funny, playful, naughty, Scorpio sounds good. LOL. And yes, I'm really 6.6. Haha. I'm looking to date and see where it leads.
That is absolutely a copy and paste. Number one. Number two.
6'6", not 6.6 in other directions.
I got
got
that.
that one.
I did get that one.
6.6 tongue. No.
No, he's
6
just
feet
rating
tall.
himself.
Yeah.
He's just rating himself. He's like, I'll be honest, I'm a 6.6. But in Hickory, I'm an 11. All right.
Listen, I dated someone from Hickory. Hickory, we're sorry. We're sorry for Allie's comments she just made.
All right. In Hickory, he's a 9.
Oh, I have to go back. Sorry. But yeah, this was a no. Okay, we're going to take the tongue off. Goodbye, tongue.
Let me get.
All right, and here's just a last
I
selection.
like that there was like a stipulation. Let me get your number if tall, fun, playful, and naughty.
Yeah.
Otherwise, get fucked.
Apparently, I've
No,
decided
I think that's
don't
what he was saying about himself.
Oh, for sure.
Not about, like, if you like tall, playful.
Don't ruin my joke.
Oh,
I didn't get it. I'm so sorry.
I didn't get the joke either.
Moving on.
So that one did nothing for me. I do find a lot of guys get hooked up on their height, and I think for a lot of women, make them feel like that's the only thing they have to offer. I don't know.
I mean,
Well, some men, that's the only thing they do have to offer.
Yeah.
I've been on date with guys 5'3", 5'4". So
yes.
this one says, "Hey Becky, are you open to me coming over and worshiping your tits? Because that's what I want to do."
Listen, we love a straightforward man.
There's no question mark about what his intentions are.
He laid out his intentions. He asked for consent. You know what? I will give him marks for this. Are they great marks? No. Are they marks? They are.
Thoughts? Meh. Honestly, my boobs are the least fun thing to me. So worship anything else but my boobs.
Oh my God.
I got thoughts. I'll summarize before we.
Okay.
I'm literally like, okay. I literally this weekend. Did you see?
I like this one.
Oh my God.
Hit me up
no,
if you
but
want
did
your
you see
back blown out.
the one of the new reels from
Is this Nicola?
No, Loud About Nothing, Sebastian, and it was like talking about how like men don't really know about like foreplay and stuff. And he said something that was along the lines of like you gotta like preheat the oven.
Yeah, microwave.
Oh, I
oven.
saw
did
that.
see it,
Yeah. And I used that this weekend, and I was like, you gotta preheat the oven. And I was like, but
Yeah.
hey, knobs are up here. It worked like a charm.
Just dial those knobs in, baby. Yes, this one says, "Hit me up if you want."
I don't know why you're looking at me like that. I know what's in your go bag. All right.
Yeah. I'm just not talking like that, but I'm with you. I got you.
I embarrass her.
Oh, they know both of you, but like it's okay. You're older. It's
Yeah. Listen, she's about to dog me some more about my age.
Elder abuse.
I'm not about to dog you with your age.
I will say when I showed this to Liz says, "What does that mean?"
If you want your back blown,
Our precious Liz.
Precious little. It's a hairstyle.
I like that. Okay.
You look kinky and curvy.
I mean, she does.
I mean, I guess I wear some high boots in some of those pictures. What's kinky? What does kinky
But
look like?
those are inside thoughts, sir.
Are they?
I mean, that's just, hey. And then this one was my favorite one I've gotten. Ready?
The dick pic. It's just a thumbs up. I'm gonna do the least amount of like trying here, and I would like the maximum amount of effort in return.
Yeah. Facebook also allows you to wave at people, so a lot of guys just press the
No.
wave, and they're like, "So and so is waving at you," and I'm like,
No,
Yeah, no
that's
thanks.
an absolutely not for me.
"All right, this is all I got for you on my messages." But yeah, this is the dating world out here, and you just have to kind of go into open-minded. But I will say I'm kind of back in the thought of like, okay, I want to explore, maybe get outside the box I've put myself in. Also, I am kind of like, for a while there, I was like, I want to find my great love. I felt that way for a little while, like I'm emotionally ready for it. Now I'm kind of like, I don't know if people can give it to me again, so I should have fun with dating. So I'm kind of back on like, expect less, give less. And if I met someone that changed that, it'd be cool. But I just don't think they're given what I'm asking for.
That's fair.
Let's talk about what y'all prepared for us.
Okay,
Who wants to go first?
I do.
All right. So we saw a reel the other day, right? about a singles event where their friends showed up to the singles event and basically like sold their friend as a potential partner, right? So it's like, here's what you should know if you want to date this person. So we thought it'd be fun if Allie and Alyssa made a date me, like how to date Rebecca type of thing. I'm very curious how y'all think, like what y'all think I need. I'm curious if this thing would work. Like, does this work in terms of talking about your friends? I don't know if anyone out here listening to the podcast wants to date me, but you can let us know how effective it was. All right.
To let everybody know that mine may not be the exact intended purpose. I may not have understood the assignment, but I stand by it.
Let's
right.
play.
Date.
Date my friend. And did you notice it's a Nintendo Switch because Rebecca loves her Nintendo Switch?
I do. I haven't played in a while.
I know.
I'm a
I do
great
know this.
friend.
You played it on my couch.
I will say this is not going to be a competition of who knows me best.
No, it's not. But the reason that I'm doing it this way is because it's really like this is a game that I would want to put one of your potential suitors through.
Oh, okay.
So let's just move along through the game, shall we? It's called Date My Friend. How to play.
Sorry.
How to play. There are 3 different types of games.
Pick your player.
Pick your player, guess who, and pop quiz.
Ooh.
Okay? Now, if you'll scroll down, you'll see the players. We have Rebecca,
Oh my gosh.
Becky, Rabuka,
Rabuka
and Chanel.
Oh, this is amazing.
This is
Alyssa, you
amazing.
can present your own slide. Moving
sorry,
on.
Well, I gotta
excited.
say, for the people listening, and again, remember we're putting the visuals in the show notes. Rebecca is me looking classy AF.
Like Rebecca.
Becky is me a little bit more casual. I'm at the beach.
Because she's with her family. Because
She's a little flirty,
She's
flirty
Aunt Becky
too.
at the beach.
Yes. Rabuka is gnawing on a lamb bone. And
My
Chanel,
favorite.
Chanel has her hair extensions in, and Chanel is a flirty girl with her hair.
Chanel's
She just sways that stuff around.
I'm interested to see what pictures we both used.
Okay. It's time for the pick your player game. Okay. This is what we would be asking one of Rebecca's potential suitors,
Yeah.
right? Which player would you take with you to Optimus Hall to split something from like every stall? Okay. Now, there are other acceptable answers, but this is my answer. Okay.
I know
and this
my
is
answer.
what I think your potential suitor should choose as well. Please. Obviously.
It has to be Rabuka.
It's Rabuka.
I don't know if I'd take Rabuka.
Really
I feel like Rabuka would eat.
all the food.
Well, I wasn't gonna say all the food.
No, but you want the hangry Rebecca.
Yeah, I guess you do.
You want hangry Rebecca because hungry Rebecca is not the same as hangry Rebecca.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hungry Rebecca is like, let's go get lunch together. Hangry Rebecca is like, let's split all the things
Okay,
together.
that's true.
Yeah,
that's
this is
true,
like
that's true.
slightly unhinged, but
Yeah,
willing
yeah,
to
yeah.
be silly with it,
Yeah.
which I think is a good.
Okay, I'm
a
with
good
you. I'm with
choice.
you.
So it's Rebecca. Just let's all right. All right, number 2. This is Guess Who. Guess who would love to watch a rom-com and then maybe go get baby shoe at Tula Jour with you?
This is a good date.
Is
This a
it
good
A,
date.
Rebecca, B, Becky, C, Rabuka, or D, Chanel?
What do you think it's going to be?
Oh my gosh.
I think it's going to be. Oh shoot.
Is it Rebecca or is it Becky or is it Chanel?
I mean, my thought is Becky.
I
but
feel like it could also be
It
Chanel.
could be Rebecca.
Mm.
See, I'm between Rebecca and Becky. It's Rebecca.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Rebecca. It's our girl. It's Rebecca. Because this is like her favorite. I almost put You've Got Mail on there, but I didn't.
Yeah, You've Got Mail is my favorite. And listen, that to me sounds like a beautifully wonderful time, right? Like we're gonna chill, relax, have some fun, and then we're gonna go get cute, yummy, delicious food together. I do love going out to eat. Like, listen. I mean, you can cook for me, but I'm gonna love to go out to eat. Let's be honest.
All right, pop quiz time. Who is Rebecca's sassy alter ego? And we know the answer,
Well, of course
obviously,
we know
right?
the
But this is a trick question for one of Rebecca's suitors because we're going to say, is it Chanel or is it Becky?
Let's be honest.
Right?
Chanel's name just lends it that way.
It's fucking Chanel.
Becky's the neighborhood girl.
It is Chanel. It is Chanel. Ding, 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 ding. All right, now we have passed the portion of the pop quiz section. So let's just go on.
I do actually have a question for our viewers.
Yeah, sure.
So my family calls me Becky. So I go back and forth of should I introduce myself to a potential partner as Becky or Rebecca, which I
No.
go Rebecca, you think at this point just that's the name I go by outside of my family?
Yeah.
They can always create a
They
name
can
for me.
Well, same thing with Billy. Like I
Wait,
was
wait.
always Alyssa, and over time we built the relationship and now I'm Liz.
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
Like
it comes naturally.
it has. I think it has to for it to feel right.
I'm just like, they're gonna know me, and then
I'm
they
just
meet my
baby.
siblings, and they'll call me Becky, and I'm like, who's
Okay, now just some helpful hints on how to score. Okay? In the game, obviously. All right. Be aware that she can hear things only dogs can hear and exactly what your face is saying
That's right.
at all times. Okay? Bake her Dolly Parton brownies for brownie points.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
She has two slightly, read very, unhinged friends who will not hesitate to cause you great harm should you fuck this up.
Who?
Unclear.
I'm not unhinged.
If you think her cat is being passive aggressive, don't worry. She is. Tell her she has the hands of a 21-year-old. She'll love you forever. And get into hot honey and just go ahead and level up your snack game overall to contend with the queen of snacks.
You know what I ate today?
Yeah, Rebecca really does love some honey hot.
I ate
Honey.
honey
Bet you fucking
today.
did.
Oh my god.
Bet you did.
I love the sweet.
Rebecca
and
is
hot.
serious about hot honey and IBS.
Listen, I just navigate that life however I want. Burn it
She's
with
a
fire.
planner. That's what you need to know. All right.
I love these. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think this would. We're going to use this on the next person I decide to introduce to people, but I don't normally get there, so we'll see.
It's okay. They just need to answer the questions correctly.
That's right.
Okay. This was hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to say this before. Our vibes are just so different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was dating, I like the games. I like a power. I like a little tit for tat, a little level up. People feel like are going to come for my neck because I do like, in the flirting, I like a little bit of toxic masculinity, but to an extent, right? Like, I like it when it's like a little aggressive and a little like I know what I want type of thing, but like I'm not getting down on my hands and knees to tie your shoes.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I will say the one time I told you that I saw you get flirty was when I was at your house and we had drank a little bit, and I saw like a new Alyssa come out, and that Alyssa was a very flirty Alyssa.
Melissa is her name.
Okay, and Melissa was much more down to joke around with the guys that were there.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you notice, I did not engage with the guys that were there.
Yeah.
So I just do think in general, I struggle with masculine energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really lean into that. I am the girl where like some of Billy's friends, if they're like flirting or trying to like close the deal with the girl, like I'm the one that they're like on the phone with being like, okay, what do I say next? And I'm like, I got you. Like I love the mind game. I really do. And not to a toxic point, right? But like Billy really had to be able to like, okay, so I say all of this because I went very gentle. I wanted to be like, Rebecca, like I wanted it to, I don't know. Our energies are very different. So I tried to have your energy in my slideshow. So date my friend, Rebecca.
Already hate the stars. I'm just kidding.
She didn't hate anything about
No,
mine.
I just want to say that Cyril was like, you got the style wrong. No, I was kidding.
Okay.
I do love when I did see this first slide.
Yeah.
And I did love that you picked a picture that I also picked to put on my dating profile.
Yeah, I thought that was funny too.
I do love that picture.
Okay. Here we go. Age is just a number. Rebecca is 36 years old, bringing the perfect blend of youthful energy and mature wisdom.
Mature wisdom.
Listen, I want to be mad at you
Why?
because you're saying I'm old.
No.
But listen, if I was 20, would there even be a slide on my age? But
Age is just a number.
my
It's
gray
just a
hairs
number.
are saying my age needs to be talked about.
Okay. Me and Allie went in different directions. Just follow me, okay?
Okay. I will say, was I not an adorable kid?
No, you're so stinking cute. Look at that little princess crown.
Yes.
Adorable.
And I love you can tell, obviously that's me and my sister.
Yeah,
but
you can tell
that's
which one
me.
is you in all of them. Yeah.
Look at my brother's shoes. They got little wheels on them. They're cars.
Oh my God, I love.
Rebecca is a cat lover, but with a twist. Because despite having one dog and one cat, Rebecca's true spirit animal is a cat. And yes, she is a proud cat lady at heart. And the picture on the screen
Is Maeve being held against her will? I just need
literally
everyone to know
Rebecca's cat.
that this is exactly what the kid in A Christmas Story felt like when he had to put on the bunny suit. This is how Maeve feels.
Do you like
and
that I put mom? I'm embarrassed.
She's very upset. And I need everyone to know that this is cat abuse.
I would just like to say, that
Maeve looks
these
stinking cute.
bunny ears that I put on my cat were $6 from Barnes & Noble.
And they made you
Obtained legally.
so happy.
Obtained legally.
And Maeve let me put them on her.
Well, did she?
She did forget how to walk once they were on her. And she's kind of sat there as a lump. And actually started walking backwards.
I just think
So they
it's
didn't last on her
funny.
long. But listen, Maeve scratches my couch, and I put bunny ears on Maeve.
Is
There's
that
a
the
yin
trade-off?
and there's a yang to our relationship.
Well, she is a passive-aggressive girly, so
I'm aggressively cute with her.
you are.
Magical festivities. Rebecca takes Christmas to a whole new level with her Harry Potter themed Christmas tree. I mean, who wouldn't want a touch of Hogwarts magic during the holidays?
And can I say, J.K. Rowling is really making it troublesome to be a Harry Potter fan.
No, I know, but this tree, I felt this tree is so Harry Potter that the ornaments aren't actually Harry Potter ornaments. They are just ornaments that can be related
Yes.
to Harry Potter.
Yep, like I found a really cute pink teacup and tea kettle, and I was like, Dolores Umbridge. Perfect.
No,
I've
like you have to be a
invested-
real fan.
Yeah, I have little lanterns on there. Like I've invested. I will say that I can see I do have one doggy ornament that I see really up and close on that one. It's above the kettle. Which is Lolo, which Lola's allowed to be in Hogwarts, you know. But I've invested some money into my Hogwarts decor, and then J.K. Rowling, I'm like, do I have to start all over with something else? But you know,
No,
what?
listen, just buy like off of Etsy and stuff. Just don't give it to
I'm
her.
not really buying the Harry Potter themed stuff at this point. I'm
Right,
finding-
that's why I said
yeah.
it.
So,
fair.
but I'm just
You can still love Harry
JKY.
Potter. We grew up.
JKY. Why are you
we
gonna
grew up
do
with it.
that?
But for our Harry Potter fans, she knows how to get a magic wand up. You know what I mean?
Ba-dum-bum.
Moving on.
Rebecca's superpower is her anxiety. Rebecca's anxiety keeps her motivated and on top of everything. She'll never forget a date or anniversary. Talk about dedication.
I love that this photo was a privately sent photo in
I
the group chat.
Do you see how closely cropped it is, though? I thought I made it appropriate.
I see every pore, and I thank you for it. You know what? This is a
No, it's payback because if you go to her house, she has a slideshow of photos that are just constantly on repeat on her little like photo frame in her living room. And every time I'm at her house, this bitch has a picture of me that I sent privately that was not to be just
It's her going
displayed
this.
for everyone.
That's
It's me just going,
hilarious. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. I love this photo, and it was the only photo I felt could go with this slide.
this does show the unhinged me that
very
only
well.
close friends get to see. This was me going forward with an electric bug zapper on some gnats that had gotten into my apartment, and they were going down, and I was drunk with power.
Yeah, you were. A walking encyclopedia. Rebecca is incredibly intelligent, and as her friend, I'm always learning because she's always correcting my grammar. Who needs spell check when you have Rebecca?
You know what? You're right. And you know what? So far in this presentation, you've been doing great.
I use ChatGPT.
You did great.
I literally was like,
I use ChatGPT.
You know what? Use our
I
tools.
said
GPT.
all of the things I wanted to say, and I literally had it write
Yeah.
it for me. Foodie. Rebecca loves to explore new food spots. If you're a foodie, she's the perfect partner for all your culinary adventures.
It's true. Take me out to eat, y'all. Take me out to eat.
we love that. We love that.
Reb-
Oh,
A heart of gold. Rebecca is empathetic and kind, loving, caring, and supportive. She's the whole package when it comes to emotional intelligence.
I'm surprised you think so because I'm not emotional.
I think everyone shows their emotions in different ways.
like 97% of the package. You can't cry.
I don't think you need to cry in order
I'm
to
kidding.
feel all of them, you know?
No, I do think in general that I intellectualize my emotions versus feel them.
Yeah, because it's safer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I just spent 2 years in recovery for that. You'll have your time. In your dreams, have you seen this girl's Instagram? I mean, she's hot. With looks like a model, she's sure to leave you speechless.
True.
It was hard to get this photo. I had to keep pausing the
You know what's
photo
so
at
funny?
the right time.
I gave up. I tried. I
it
gave
was
up.
so hard. I probably spent like a good 15 minutes just trying to get this dang photo.
I am feeling real good about myself.
Friendship perks. I mean, date Rebecca and you get her amazing friends too. We're a fun bunch and you'll never have a dull moment.
Who,
I
us? Never.
I
I've
do love
only
this
ever
photo.
hung out with one partner with friends, and it happened twice.
Oh, wow.
So this is what I'm saying. Like my dating life has been very siloed.
Siloed.
The ultimate catch. All in all, you'd be incredibly lucky to date Rebecca. She's a rare gem with so much to offer. And I put a little
makeup
picture.
free one in there for you.
I did put a makeup free one in there.
We were on the same wavelength with the pictures. I will say that's espresso chip ice cream. It was delicious. Thank you. That
So
makes
welcome.
me feel so good about myself. You know, one of the things I feel like they both did. I love them both. I love them both.
No, I'm kidding. The game was really, really, really creative.
They both showed parts of me, right? And like I feel like they captured me really well. Here's the thing, like I really don't know if I have a belief that people are going to put in the effort to know the full me. And that's I think the part that I'm always like the hurdle I need to get over with dating, but I can't get there by myself, right?
Yeah.
6 people have talked to me about taking me out on dates, and only 2 of them have actually taken me out.
Yeah.
And I find that a lot of people talk a big game or say they have interest and then don't show up.
Yeah.
And I just have to let those people go, you know? But it's over and over again. Like the amount of people who will take my time or say they have interest and then just not show up is constant.
Yeah.
And it's really exhausting in the dating space. And I do wonder if I'm intimidating or if I'm just like, no, I'm all of this and you're going to like, I am a full human and I want you to know
Yeah.
the full human. And that's why people keep being like, I don't have time for you.
Yeah.
Or time to date me. And I'm just kind of like, well, why are you on a dating app? And why are you asking me on a date if you don't have time to know me as a whole person?
I do think there is an aspect that you are very secure in yourself and further along in work that I think some people older than us haven't even begin to look at. I think it's a generational shift. I think it's a cultural shift. And I definitely think that has to play a part in it. I think it just has to.
Dating could be its own like series of podcast episodes if we want it to be. This one happened to be a little deep dive on my dating life with some of y'all's help and stories. But before we end, I do want to hear kind of like either a major ick or red flag, or even like what's a green flag to you. What's kind of those things that you're looking for or looking at when you're thinking about potential partners, which I know you're not looking for potential partners, but what would you say like would stand
I
out
mean,
to you?
Billy has icks and red flags, and I still love him through it. So I do think there's a little bit sometimes of that dialogue that stops people from dating. I'm like, no, but I love him despite. But I will say, I have one very clear memory from freshman year of college before me and Billy met. Me and my friends, underage, went to a club, all got in, fake IDs, whatever. And we're dancing. And yeah, I was fucking cool. And my shirt was a light up shirt. And it had a little sound thing. And it moved to the beat of the music. And I was in it. And I just like didn't care. I was there with my friends. I was ready to drink and dance. Like I didn't really care about anyone. And some guy came up to me. He went, I love your shirt. I went, thanks. He went, let's dance. I went, okay. So we started dancing. And I swear to God, the first 5 seconds, this man is standing behind me. He takes his hands. I'll never forget this feeling. And he like brushes back the hair off my shoulders and like put his head next to my ear and my neck. And I instantly went, this guy is going to roofie me. Like I instantly was just like, I'm in danger. It was a huge ick. It was a huge no. And I literally left. And then I went to my friends being like, absolutely not. We left. We went to a different place. I was like, nope. I went stranger
danger, goodbye.
I don't know. There was just, you got some sort of intuition sometimes. And my intuition said, absolutely not.
We're out of here.
This is a specific ick.
That is a very specific ick. Do you ever now? Are you okay with being touched here? Because some people hate their faces being touched, or was it just him doing it and not knowing you? Because like for
No,
me,
I think it was like the action of like my brushing my neck
yeah,
and my hair. I have no idea. It just, I literally went like, that's so intimate. And like we met 5 seconds ago.
right, yeah. So it's
I
the
don't have-
overstepping of intimacy.
Maybe that's what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just went.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like sometimes people just don't like certain parts of them touch. I was like, is it that or is it? But yeah, that's super intimate for someone that you literally just
mean-
had 2 words with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My shirt's lighting up. Like, read the mood, you know?
We're here to dance, not to be felt
I'm
up,
here
sir.
to party.
All right, that's fair. I think, as of lately, my biggest ick just continues to be men who think that women are just here for their pleasure. So men who feel like who make any kind of comments about a woman's body, about the way that a woman chooses to dress, or a way like, or really just anybody who makes comments about the personal choices that people make regarding, I don't know, how they feel about themselves, how they choose to dress themselves. Like, oh, she should be more modest. She should be more this. She should cover up. She should this. Like, ugh, gross. Absolutely not. Like, if you don't like it, don't wear it. Don't do it. Like, it's that fucking simple, right? So, yeah. I just see too much on the internet of men who are like, oh, women should be this and women should be that. I'm like, men should shut the fuck up. That's my ick. Men talk too much.
I think I have a lot of icks that I need to determine whether or not they're needed or not, because literally someone's style could be an ick. Like, but I think yeah, overly sexual without balancing that with getting to know me. Red flag. Not responding to me, putting up a boundary about something. Red flag. That sounds like obvious, but I think a lot of them test it out at first. And then if I'm with you and you make like jokes at groups of people, like a derogatory joke or something, that's really hard for me to like mentally get past. And yeah, like I hear it, it stays. I know it stays with me afterwards that you said it. Like even if in the moment I don't let you know that like ook, and that's really me being polite and like having issues with confrontation. But then I'm like, am I going to be with someone who like would embarrass me by saying that stuff in public? Like I'm not going to. Like it would embarrass me. It embarrasses me if they think it. I'm not going to be able to be with someone that does it.
Yeah.
Heartbreak is one thing, my
Ego's
ego's another.
Copyright.
Don't embarrass me, motherfucker.
Thank you. Where you about to get it? But yeah, like yeah, that to me is embarrassing. Like I'm embarrassed you think that way, and I would not want to be with you because it would embarrass
I'm
me.
embarrassed for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are definitely some icks and such, and honestly, I do think I like some golden retriever energy. Like I just want a good-hearted person that likes to go out and do things, and like is a gem of a person. Like truly, just is kind and nice. They like have interests. They like to do things. They're living life actively. They're sweet to people. They're sweet to me. I really don't. I don't want the playfulness in that way. I want different kind of playfulness. I want to go play frisbee playfulness. I don't want like, oh, you better come tell me this. I had a guy tell me that he was really into degradation and such, and like he wanted to be called stupid and such. And I know that's something, but I realize that's not something
You're not comfortable
I'm
doing
not comfortable
it.
showing up
Yeah.
and doing that. So like that's a hard boundary for me. It's just not something that feels right to me. Also, like I don't want to say things that aren't my real ideas and thoughts. So like yeah. So I'm the one thing about dating is it'll make you learn yourself. It'll make you learn yourself really deeply because you're becoming in contact with lots of people with things you never expected to be confronted with. And
Yeah, like a man's really large tongue.
listen, but he was really pushing it out there too.
I mean, he was.
If you, we might have to post that one on Instagram stories for the people that won't go to the bar
Oh my
for
gosh, you got
full things. But yeah, that's where we're at with my dating life at the moment.
Well, now you have the whole Fab Fatty friends out there.
Yeah.
In the world.
You know, give your recs. I really don't think long distance is a good fit for me because I don't like to do weekend dating or things like that. And I know that like that's again another
Gosh,
experience.
the list is getting longer
But
the
no,
longer this episode rolls.
But I'm single for a reason. Like I won't be not single unless I can get what it fits because I've dated people who only see me on the weekend, and again, like they're not part of like I'm literally someone they go visit and then their whole life is separate, and I won't do that again. I just won't do it. Listen, y'all figure out what works for you, right? Like y'all have intertwined in certain ways, but the people I've met who are long distance that I've tried with, it was I'll date you on the weekend and that's it, you know, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
So,
well, maybe our PowerPoint presentations will.
yeah, and the conclusion might be you're just good single girl.
No, I mean, but honestly, the thing is though, like I'm just glad to see that like that you're at a place, and I think I see other women coming to this place too, that like you know that your worth doesn't your value,
Mhm.
your worth doesn't lie in how fuckable you are and how dateable you are. Like
Right.
the thing is, like, even if the ultimate, you know, outcome is that you never wind up married or whatever, it's like you can still have a beautiful, full, you know,
Yeah.
rich life. And it's like the narrative of like, oh well, you have to fall in love and you have to get married and you have to all these things. It's like that's just one part of life. And
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. It's not like I'm sitting here like, you know, oh, I hope that never happens for you, or I desperately hope that happens for you. But it's just like, if it does, great. If not, I love that you know yourself so well and love yourself so well that like you're good either way.
Yeah, I think I'm uncomfortable with the idea that I might never experience something that other people have experienced. Like
Yeah.
it bothers me, and like I would love to experience that. At the same time, again, I can't force it. Either it happens or it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
And I do come across kind of a view of like, oh, if you're single at this age, there's something wrong with you, or you're single for a reason. Oh, you poor thing, and all that stuff. And I just think that's such shit. You
I
know?
don't view you
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
at all.
Thanks, friends, for talking me through the dating world
You're so
and
welcome.
for pimping me out to men and women
As
and non-binary folks.
sorry. As we wrap up, I
Mhm.
would like to say we have a lot of fun stuff coming.
Mhm.
And I think if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Follow us on socials because we have some really big things coming. And I'm not going to say more because we're fat.
We're fab.
We want you to fuck our friend.
Ah! She really just be putting fucking there
And
now.
romance me, okay?
Sorry, and romance and feed our friend
Yeah.
and
Take
take her on
care.
walks
Take care of her heart
and give her
soul and-
treats.
I mean, she's not a dog. Relax.
I don't mind those things though.
Take her to the beach.
Okay.
The dog part. Okay, we love you. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.